Hi Taurus, welcome to the most important and awaited month of the year. Welcome to October 2023 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is the month of eclipses, and eclipses are a powerful time of change, opportunities, endings, beginnings, a time to grow, evolve, and also be brave. Now, the effects of eclipses last approximately 6 months. For some of us, we'll start, and especially for you, Taurus, because the eclipses are there in your sign as well as in Libra. There's a lot of Venusian energy, and so you'll keep experiencing the effects of the eclipse as the next 6 months keep opening up. We have a solar eclipse that is there in Libra on the 14th of October. This is the annual solar eclipse. And this is a time where the entire energy is going to be around me, vis-a-vis we. Libra is all about maintaining harmony at any cost. And right now, the North and the South nodes, they have shifted into the Aries and Libra axis. So this is also going to be, we'll see a bit of a tug between maintaining our own identities and how it is that we merge well with others. So use this eclipse for self-empowerment, self-confidence, release of people-pleasing tendencies, accepting of chaos as a catalyst, and raising your own relationship standards. And this is also a time wherein it's quite all right to be not in a relationship rather than quickly fill that void of wanting to be with someone just because we are fearful of being alone. We will have a lunar eclipse in your sign, Taurians, and this is also a time where we are being asked to align with what we know and what it is that we want to build a solid, strong foundation, and sustainable foundation in our lives. And it's a good time to be checking our old debts, look at our finances, and a lot of global events are we'll also see them now, whether they're economic or weather-wise, but this is also a time where a lot of things will come up for inspection. And this is the month where, because it's a Venusian energy, a lot of focus is going to be there on relationship, on both business as well as our personal relationships, and how it is that we look at commitment. I'll break down the month for you. On the 5th, we have Mercury that is moving into Libra. It is joining Sun and Mars in your house of day-to-day chores. This is also the house of your health. And most of the focus this month is going to be around this. So it can be that, even though this house is considered as a very boring, as a very mundane house, but you will be able to get a lot of tedious tasks out of the way. And after I would say a little while towards the end of the month is when that you'll start seeing a little bit of action, little bit of lightness. But the first part of the month is, you will be pretty much doing routine chores, checking your health. Maybe you could be going for some health checkups. For some of you, maybe something could crop up during this time. Maybe you could be taking a second opinion. It can also be in certain cases that, there has been a health scare, but that has got sorted right now. And taking care of yourself and healing, this is also going to be an integral part of this entire eclipse. So wonderful time to be reviewing your diet, your exercise program. Give your body a break from, the old habits. Of there any addictions, whether, you're into smoking, or even I would say working out too much than it is required, or even having obsessive thoughts. Try and break those patterns during this time. Wonderful time to be detoxifying. Try and sort of go without caffeine for 30 days. Try and go for a yoga retreat, and also try and go absolutely free of alcohol for 30 days and see as to how it is that your body is responding. Sun over here is also, going to be encouraging more so that you can flaunt your new healthy self. On the 9th, we have Venus that is there in Virgo. It is moving into your house of love, romance, creativity, and children. So lovely time to be spending time with children for those of you who have children. Wonderful time to be letting your inner child out. What is it that makes you happy, Taurians? What is it that really lights you up, makes you sort of lifts up your spirits? What is it that, or the kind of company or a project, or even if it has to do with any creative venture, that you may have thought about doing when you were younger, yet you didn't pursue it. So these are the questions that are going to get brought up right now for you. It's a fabulous time as well to be pursuing or even upskilling yourself creatively. So if you've been thinking about, doing that sculptor class, wonderful time to be going and learning something, good time to be learning some baking, doing something with your hands. On the 13th, we have Mars that is going to be moving into your house of partnerships, both love as well as business. And Mars, while it has a reputation of being very aggressive, being very restless, but at times Mars is also helpful to um, get us out of a funk. So Mars over here, it can be, if there's a business partnership that has been, you've not been too happy with it, maybe this is the time, that you are going to be sort of speaking up about it and voicing out, that you do not like certain things. And also in your personal relationships as well. However, since Mars is there, try and ensure that you're being firm rather than being aggressive, and try not to sort of be very controlling of others, and try not to sort of, be the either it's my way or it's the highway. On the 14th, we have a solar eclipse that is there in your house of day-to-day chores. This is again in your house of health. And, it speaks about how it is that we are of service to others, people who are, subordinate to us, and even our competitors. So the full moon over here, it can bring about new habits, it can bring about new routines, your health, your well-being. And for those of you who have not as yet started, it is a fabulous time to be starting something new, whether it has to do with your diet or it has to do with your health, or even if your house is disorganized, it's a wonderful time to be getting into a habit of just start by making your bed. Just start by organizing one cupboard in a day. So fabulous time to be doing all of that. Eclipse in this house is going to be reminding you that your health is the ultimate wealth. You need to be taking care of yourself. So how it is that questions can crop up around your lifestyle, your stress management, how you can improve your working and your daily environment around you. And it's a great time that it's a great time to be planting a new seed. You want to if you've not been able to get yourself into a certain fitness goal, maybe you just need to be lacing up and getting out and just doing that walk, and just start with that. Wonderful time to be seeding good habits, starting with something new, and also committing to them. Then starting with committing to a morning routine and a evening routine. And so the foundation of your success, it's up for renewal with this new moon energy. Now, things that can really matter as far as this eclipse is concerned, it's about a new working situation. It can be that for some of you, there's a new colleague that joins you. You could find yourself in a new working environment, and maybe somebody who also becomes like a gym buddy with you. And for some of you, this is also a time where you'll think about getting a new pet, and you will gradually sort of improving your daily life. And also the question for you is going to be how it is that you can make your daily life, which you may look upon whether it's monotonous or there's some drudgery around it, how can you make it a more healthy and happier place for yourself. On the 23rd, we have Sun, that is again moving into your house of partnerships, your business and your personal partnerships. So first of the half of the month, you're going to be focusing on you, your health, your environment, your habits, your routines, and second half of the month is going to be about your relationships. And this is a time wherein that you are, again, you're going to be a lot of focus on ego. Sun tends to bring that about, that I'm giving so much, and why is it that I'm not getting anything in return? So you're being asked again to reevaluate your personal relationships, how it is that, do you tend to get very controlling? Do you tend to get, do you tend to micromanage people in personal relationships, or even in work relationships? How is it that you are with work colleagues? Do you have that holier than thou attitude that, I'm far better organized or put together than my colleagues? These are the questions that will come up for inspection for you. And then another biggie, on the 28th, we have a lunar eclipse that is there in your own house, Taurians. And this is joining Jupiter and Uranus that has been there for a while, and it is going to be there for the next couple of years as well. And this is a house which highlights our path in life. It speaks about our objective, our self-image. What is it that we want people to know about us? How it is that we project ourselves? And also it speaks about how it is that we represent ourselves in life, how is it that we want to be perceived by people at large? And the full moon over here is going to be very illuminating because it's there in your own house. You can become more self-aware. You can see yourself entirely in a new light during this time. But also, more than this, it can also point to a direction. Now, there's more clarity about where it is that you're heading. It's also a fruitful time for those of you who have been working hard. This is a time where you will be reaping the results of it. And if you have set some goals for yourself, and if you have been working towards them, this is a great time that you will start seeing results of that as well. Full moon in our own house, in the house of self, it helps us to see ourselves, our actions, and our directions with a lot of clarity. And you'll also see what is it that is working for you, what is it that needs to get changed for you as far as your life direction is concerned. You'll also be able to recognize some patterns. Now, there is one thing to recognize the feedback or our own patterns, and there's another thing that we do something about it. So you will hopefully be internalizing all of this, and you will be thinking of ways as to how it is you can shed the things that are no longer, like I said, maybe some habits, maybe some thought patterns, some things that you're mentally completely wired to or married to certain ideas, and releasing them now. The best way to be using the full moon energy in your own house is to improve your image in some way. And also, I would say the kind of, are you walking in the direction where you want to be? So if I, for example, if I want to be a doctor, am I studying? Am I putting in the hard work? Am I working hard? Am I ensuring that I have the right resources with me? And am I putting in enough sweat and grind into understanding and learning the subject so that I can achieve my goal of being a doctor? So this is a fabulous, fabulous time wherein that besides the shining a light on self-awareness and knowing the direction where you're going, it's also I would say an awareness or an understanding, that you need to be putting in work if you need to be reaching at a certain place. Also, I would just like to remind you that eclipses last for 6 months. So this is not going to be going very easily for you. You will keep feeling the effects, and more so for you Taurians because it is there in your sign. So for the next 6 months, whether in a form of a feedback or in a form of self-awareness, meditation, introspection, there will be clarity. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Taurians. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.